Dr. Brian Hulsebus, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. The last couple of weeks I've been putting up some research to validate some of the questions I've been getting and to show you why the answer I gave you, where it comes from. This week I'm not going to do that. This week it's a little different question. Often I get asked a question about posture, and I get asked these questions about these straps that people are selling now that are designed to pull your shoulders back and lock you into good posture. And a lot of people want to know, hey, you told me I got bad posture. I have what you call forward head posture. My shoulders are rolled forward. Is this strap a good idea for me to change my posture? So let's talk a little bit about the posture first. How does one get that forward head posture? And what do I mean by forward head posture? Well, the human head weight is the same as a bowling ball. So if your head's out over your forward like this all the time, leaning in front of your shoulders, that weight gets to be heavy after time. And what happens is we lose our good neck posture, our neck curve. Nice neck curve. Say that 3 times. You get a nice round neck curve like this that holds your posture. And what happens is when your neck has a nice curve to it, the human head weighing 10 pounds or whatever, 8 pounds, that weight gets distributed evenly amongst all the vertebrae. But when your head starts to stick out forward, your neck goes straight. And when your neck goes straight, all that weight crashes on the bottom of the bottom couple of cervical vertebrae instead of being distributed evenly. And that starts to make the base of your neck have problems. The nerves that come out of the base of your neck go into your hands and your fingertips, and they innervate that area. So a lot of people can develop shoulder pain, arm pain, hand pain, all from the head coming forward and the shoulders rolling forward with them. Again, every time I sit down to type or drive a car or read a book or use my phone, I stick my head out forward and I roll my shoulders forward. So here as chiropractors, we always talk about standing up, squeezing your shoulder blades together, counting to 10, trying to help your posture and fix your posture. Again, these are things that we're going to do all day long, driving a car, reading a book, sleeping on your side. All these things create this really, really bad posture, so we always have to fight back against it. Now, when I talk about this bad posture building up and causing these problems, I want to kind of do a little parody here, like relate to something else, analogy. It doesn't take, when you smoke one cigarette, you don't get lung cancer. When you smoke the cigarettes your whole life, you get lung cancer, right? So sitting behind a desk one day isn't going to cause your neck and shoulders to roll forward and create this problem. It's doing it over and over and over again, day after day after day, at home, at work, driving to home, driving to work, sitting all day in school, reading books all the time. These things all add up over time, and we see a slow migration of your posture going from a nice round neck curve, ears above your shoulders, to your head sticking forward and your shoulders rolling forward. And then it leaves you in a vulnerable position. This itself usually doesn't create a massive amount of discomfort or pain, but it trains you to stay in a vulnerable position. So now what happens is now I sleep wrong, now I turn my head quickly, now I get in an accident, now I grab a heavy bag, now I brush my teeth, now I get neck pain. A lot of people say, I can't believe it, just by brushing my teeth or lifting that bag, I'm having this pain. No, what happened was months and months or years and years of having bad posture left you in a vulnerable position, and lifting the heavy items, sleeping the wrong way, doing the thing, that created neck and shoulder problems. So everyone's trying to understand what chiropractors are saying about this now, and someone's created a product that like wraps around your shoulder blades and hooks up behind you, and it tries to have you maintain good posture all the time. Well, these are interesting ideas, and I kind of like the thinking, the logic behind it, but unfortunately what happens is, if let's say I break my leg and I put my leg in a cast and I wear the cast for 6 weeks. When they take the cast off, my leg, the bones heal, but is my leg stronger or weaker? Well, my leg is significantly weaker because it hasn't done any work. The cast has been doing everything, and my muscle has atrophied or shrunk or reduced because the cast has been doing the work. My leg has not had to, and that makes my leg weaker. And this is why we have to do physical therapy and stuff after we go through a process like this. So if I was to put a strap on that maybe maintain my posture, and I take the strap off, am I stronger now for having the strap do all the work, kind of like the cast did for the leg? No, I'm usually weaker. I usually get more forwardness when I take it off now because I haven't actually worked on the muscles to maintain my posture. I haven't really done the muscle re-education to change my muscle memory to maintain good posture. So am I a fan of these braces and harnesses? Not really, because they don't really train you to do anything. When I was a kid, a lot of the kids had scoliosis braces where they'd put these giant plastic things going from their waist up to their armpits because they had a scoliosis and they wanted to make their scoliosis, try to straighten it or support it. Well, the problem was when they turned 18, they're like, okay, now you can get rid of that ugly brace, and the kids just couldn't wait to rip those braces off and get rid of them. But what happened was when they got rid of the braces, the scoliosis actually got worse because when you were wearing the brace, they didn't make the muscle up to maintain the posture and keep it strong. They actually didn't have to use those muscles at all, and those muscles got weaker and atrophied more, and the scoliosis curves got worse. And that's why you don't really see these big braces anybody wear anymore, because we kind of learned maybe those weren't the best thing. Maybe just making your back stronger was a better idea, or doing some better stretches and exercises and visiting your chiropractor. So these whole braces they're wearing now with the posture, they're a real hot item right now. I get asked about them all the time. And I'm just going to say I'm not a fan of them. I'm more of a fan of doing the exercises and stretches to maintain your posture. So if you feel like you have forward head posture, ask your chiropractor. Your chiropractor can answer that question for you. And for the rule of thumb, when I go lecture at the schools, I tell all the kids, after 30 minutes of sitting, stop, retract your chin. Don't bring your chin looking down, just bring it straight over your shoulders. Then stand up and squeeze your shoulder blades together really tight for 10 seconds. This is the opposite of the sitting posture. Now, what I see a lot of people instinctually want to do is they want to bring their arm across their chest and pull on their shoulder, try to stretch it out a little bit. But unfortunately, that's actually encouraging the bad posture that we already had. So that's actually the last thing you want to do. You actually want to do more about pulling it backwards, just the opposite. I don't know why instinctually we all do that, but we all do it. But that's a really bad stretch to do because you're actually encouraging the bad posture by doing it. So you want to stand up and squeeze your shoulder blades together and count to 10. So, do I like the braces? I like the idea behind the braces, but the actual practice of it doesn't really work. So if you have a question about, if this is an area that bothers you a lot, the way I describe this a lot is either your hands are going numb, you got some shoulder pain, reduced range of motion, sometimes up between your shoulder blade and your neck, it kind of feels like a knuckle on the inside trying to dig its way out. There's a lot of ways different people explain this pain and discomfort. Another thing that's common with this is headaches. So if you have this and you have headaches, you go see the chiropractor. The chiropractor will take some x-rays of your spine, see what's going on, evaluate your posture through the x-ray exam. Then they'll do some chiropractic adjustments, try to loosen up your neck, make it move a little bit better. Then the chiropractor should introduce you some posture exercises to help maintain your posture and hold on to it. Unfortunately, it's ongoing, right? Because you're always going to be sitting, you're always going to be driving a car, so this isn't something you can just go and do a little bit and then quit and say, okay, I'm done now. It's something you have to do the rest of your life. Unless I tease, unless you become a park ranger and you're on your feet all day walking around, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you decide to sit down and write your memoirs, you better do it a lot. So the chiropractor will walk you through all this stuff. So are these little tricks, this little sling thing, a good idea? I'm going to pass on this one right now unless somebody can teach me something different. I don't like the idea of the machine, the brace doing the work and not you, because then when you take it off, you forget how to do it. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. So if this is something you have going on, go find your local chiropractor, have them take a look and see what's going on. They should be able to come up with an exercise program for you. Well, this has been another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. This time somebody emailed me or texted me a question about something and I wanted to come on here and answer it. Remember, if you have a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care, you should always ask a chiropractor. We're the only ones that really know what chiropractic is. A lot of people ask their family doctor, but unfortunately a family doctor has very little education on what chiropractors do. And they're probably not a very good source to who to ask. If you have a question about your feet, you ask a podiatrist. If you have a question about your teeth, you ask a dentist. If you have a question about chiropractic, ask a chiropractor. If you want to ask me a question, you can. Go to my website, rockforddc.com, rockforddc.com. Hit the contact us, that'll come straight to me. I'll get that question. I'll answer the best I can for you. Maybe next time, if you have a question, next week you'll be the video and we'll talk about your question. Other than that, I hope everyone stays healthy, stay strong, and remember, ask the chiropractor if you have a question about chiropractic. Thanks, everybody.